The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
This is Christine Langley with the Wyoming Women's Business Center, and I want to welcome you to Entering Bills and Writing Checks in QuickBooks, the online version. The Wyoming Women's Business Center is a nonprofit organization that assists individuals who want to start or expand small businesses specifically in the state of Wyoming. And we have 3 programs to do that. The first is business training and counseling. The second is access to capital through our microloan program and individual development accounts programs. And lastly, our professional artist development center. This QuickBooks training series is brought to you by our microloan program, which was started to provide access to funds for those unable to get business loans through traditional means. If you'd like more information on our microloan program, please contact Waldo Smith. And now I'd like to turn it over to Derek with Capital Clarity Company. Welcome, Derek.
Thanks, Christine. Okay, in this video, we will be showing you guys how to enter bills and write checks in QuickBooks Online. Entering and tracking company bills is typically referred to as accounts payable. Accounts payable is the process of entering, tracking, and ultimately paying bills that are received by the company. An AP aging report will show all bills that have been received by the company as of a certain date, organized by the due date and the amount. Best practices are to manage cash flow by utilizing credit terms while paying bills on time. I personally recommend entering bills once a day as you receive them and paying your bills once a week or once every 2 weeks. After opening your QuickBooks Online company account, navigate to the Expenses tab on the left side of the page and select Expenses. From the Expenses page, click the green New Transaction button and select Bill. You can also create a new bill by navigating to the plus icon in the upper right-hand side of the page and selecting Bill underneath Vendors. Select the vendor from which you've received the bill from the drop-down menu at the top of the page. If your vendor has not been created, you can create a new vendor by selecting Add New. Enter the new vendor's name and relevant information in the New Vendor dialog box and click OK. Enter the bill date, due date, and bill number in the fields at the top of the page. In the first row under the Category column, select an account from your chart of accounts to categorize this bill. You can split the bill between multiple accounts by adding multiple lines to the grid below. You can also add a description to each line and add additional details if necessary. Once all items have been added and appear correct, you can select the green Save and Close button if you are finished. If you would like to enter another bill, you can click the arrow next to the green button and select Save and New. When you are ready to pay your bills, you'll navigate back to the Expenses tab on the left side of the page and select Expenses. From the Expenses page, click the arrow next to the white Print Checks button and select Pay Bills. You can also create a new bill by navigating to the plus icon in the You can also create a new bill payment by navigating to the plus icon in the right side of the screen and selecting Pay Bills underneath Vendors. Next, you're going to select the account you will be using to make your payments and specify the payment date using the fields at the top of the page. If you are using a checking account to pay bills and will be paying via checks, specify the next available check number by entering it in the field Starting Check Number. Select all of the bills that are to be paid using the checkmark column in the far left. After you have selected all the bills that you would like to pay, select the green Save and Print button at the bottom of the page if you are going to print checks directly from QuickBooks. If you are going to write checks manually or pay via an online bill pay system, select the down arrow next to the green button and select Save and Close. In some situations, you will need to enter or print a check without the need to enter a bill into the Bills or Accounts Payable module. To create a new check, navigate to the Expenses tab on the left side of the screen and select Expenses. From the Expenses page, click the green New Transaction button and select Check. You can also create a new check by navigating to the plus icon in the upper right-hand side of the page and selecting Check underneath Vendors. If the vendor select the vendor or payee and a bank account from which you would like to make the payment from the drop-down menus at the top of the screen. Specify a payment date for the check and enter the next available check number in the field for check number. Select the account or accounts you would like to categorize as expense from your chart of accounts and provide a description if necessary. Once you are finished creating the check, you can print directly onto your check stock by clicking the Print Check button at the very bottom of the page. Select the green Save and Close button to close this screen. Thanks, guys, for watching our video. Please be sure to check out other videos for more QuickBooks and general accounting topics. Back to you, Christine.
Thanks, Derek. So the Wyoming Women's Business Center is made possible through several partnership agencies, and the center's primary funding comes from the Wyoming Business Council and the U.S. Small Business Administration. If you'd like more information or if you'd like to contact the Wyoming Women's Business Center, there's a Contact Us screen that will appear, and it has our contact information for our business counselors as well as our micro lending director, Waldo Smith. Thanks again for joining our QuickBooks training series.